lined up properly. Right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nick's Sunday night quiz. It's 8 o'clock, and it's that time again. We've got 6 rounds to keep you going tonight. General trivia. We're starting off tonight with, of course, Sunday, the 23rd of May, which I trust is the correct date for a change. Round number 2 tonight will be in the news for everybody that wants to know about something in the news. Round number 3 is a round called Dreams, where dreams are somewhere in the answer or the question, basically. Round number 4 tonight is an initial letter link. Round number 5 will be 2 sets of 4 connections. And finally, round number 6 tonight will just be some general trivia to keep us all going. So let's see who's online tonight so far. We've got Black Panthers just signed in, first to sign in tonight. And great to see you back again. So BP have just signed in. Hello to them. Ian Miller's also just said, evening, Nick, evening, Black Panther. And Andrew has just joined us. He says, good evening from a wet and windy Yelvertoft. Well, it has been a pretty dismal day again, hasn't it? Went to pick mother up at lunchtime and it started raining. And then mother-in-law. I did say mother-in-law, didn't I? No. Oh, did I say mother? I meant mother-in-law. Anyway, I picked my mother-in-law up at lunchtime, and just as I arrived at her house, the heavens opened. And yeah, I got back to my house and it was fine. No rain at all. And then it started raining a few minutes later, but never mind. Yes, it has been a bit windy and horrible the last couple of days. Never mind. With all that power from the wind turbines that whoosh round, I managed to get a free. In fact, they paid me to take some electricity off the grid on Friday night, which was good. I got paid the astounding sum of 5p by Octopus Energy, which I thought was marvellous, but never mind. Right then, Jed and Tracy have just joined us. He's saying, hi all, Jed and Tracy, in for the fun. Hope all are well, I'm sure they'll enjoy it tonight. So good evening to Jed and Tracy. I hope you're both keeping well and raring to go. Sarah's just saying, hi Nick, got the heating back on again. Can't believe it. Dear, oh dear, Sarah. We need to improve the insulation on our house somewhat. Never mind. Amy Woo's just joined us. Good evening, Amy. She's saying good evening. Michelle and Charlie are also just joined us. She said, hello, James. Full team tonight. Charlie, James, and myself. Excellent. Well, that brings me around to last week's results. Now, last week we had fantastic competition, which ended with the top score of 63 points by Don Quizzoto, who'd been trying to win for the last 118 quizzes and finally came away with a clear victory and 63 points. Well played them. Just behind them, however, on 62 points, we had the Quizzy Rascals with Paula Lewis, and we had the Teasers, both on fantastic 62 points. Just behind them, we had Split the Difference on 61 points. Then we had Pick and Mix, we had Carol Green, and we had PRS and Michelle and Charlie. 4 teams there, all ending up with 60 points, with Ian and his lone bottle of Shiraz just 1 point behind on 59 points. So well played, Ian. Then Squeaky Pub with a highest score yet for them on a fantastic 58. So well played, Squeaky Pub. And only a point behind them, we had Home Alone 6, the second team from Crick, with a fantastic 57 points. And they just picked the famous 5 on 56 with Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, our friends from Worcester, and the Weak Links on a fantastic 55 points. Then a little bit lower down, we had Jed and Tracy, Team UK, USA on 51 points. Paul and Trish were on 50, with David and Anderson on 49. Pinky and Perky 48. And Graham and Jane Gifford on 47. Then we had a number of teams, Boogie Prize Girls, Mike Yates, Footy Fox 86 and Penny Graham, all with a very respectable 44 points. So then let's see who else has joined us tonight. So Lisa Lasky is saying, good evening, greetings from a hot and sunny California. Fantastic. James was robbed on Eurovision. The less said about the Eurovision, the better. We went out for the first time to the pub properly last night with some friends. Table of 6, of course, socially distanced and whatever else. But when we got back, the wife and I switched on the television, as you do, and they were just announcing the results of Eurovision. And surprise, surprise, there was the United Kingdom, Wyoming, at the bottom of the list as normal, you know, but never mind, with nil point. But what the hell? What more do we expect that we have it? So Martin Davis is saying, outrageous. Free Lecky from the grid. I must have a word, said Martin. Ha 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 ha. There's not many tariffs that will allow you to get money from them, which is quite amazing, personally. Never mind. Clive and Janet have joined us. They're saying, good evening, Nick, Lydia, and everybody. It's windy and miserable here too. Well, I think it's been pretty windy and miserable across the UK altogether today. But it does appear that we may be in the throes of some better weather within a week or so. We'll see. We'll see what June turns out like. After all, we had a wonderfully sunny, everybody was moaning that we hadn't had any rain in April. And it appears that we've had it all in April. So we've had some pretty horrible, May. Not April. We had some good weather in April. Some poor weather. I'm being corrected by Lydia. It's just as well. I've got some backup there. So PRS, they've just signed in. Good evening, Matthew and Claire. Hope you're both keeping well. I don't know whether little Barney's still with us tonight, but hopefully you've packed it. I say not so little now, is he? Ian's just joined us. Been on Captain Morgan's and Coke most of the day. Well, I expect you've been enjoying the football, Ian, although you probably didn't enjoy Burnley's display. But never mind. They're up for another season, aren't they, I think? So congratulations to Burnley for staying up this season for another season in the Premier League. Penny Graham's just joined us. She's saying, good evening, Nick and everyone. Good evening to you, Penny. And Andrew Smith also just joined us. So good evening, Andy. I hope you're keeping well after your short break. George Priestley has joined us. He says, hey, Nick, happy Sunday. And happy Sunday to you, George. I trust you're keeping well. The Ridgeways from Soggy Welton are signing in. So Trish and Paul, is Anthony with you tonight or is he away again? Trish, you'll have to let me know. Chris has also just joined us tonight. So good evening to Chris Pickard. I hope you're keeping well, Chris, and I hope you're enjoying, as I have, actually getting back to the pub on a more normal occasion, which we had last night, which was very good. Jill and Steve just joined us. They're saying back in action. So we've got the Middle Toft team joining us tonight. So great to see you both. I hope you're ready to do battle as usual. Home Alone 6 have also just joined us. Hello, Nick. How's the first few days back open been? Well, we opened both pubs on Thursday. Both pubs were quite quiet to start with Thursday, but the weekend, Friday, Saturday has been pretty reasonable, I think, in both of them. Of course, the football's been on today in the Vic, one of our pubs, so that's been fairly busy, I think, with football this afternoon. And it was pretty fair last night in both pubs. Were doing all right, I think. But we'll see. It's going to be a slow old thing, I think, but never mind. Kevin Kiernan's just joined us. Good evening, Kevin. He says, evening all from the Rugby Rotary Club. So good evening to all my Rotary friends. I hope you're all keeping well and raring to do battle as always tonight. There or thereabouts, I'm sure. Mick and Bev have just joined us there online. So good evening to Mick and Bev. Pick a Mix have also just joined us, raising a glass and a thumbs up. So good evening to Pick a Mix. Ian Miller, yeah, I hope we spend more than a pitiful £1 million. We will see, Ian. I don't know. I don't know what you've got to spend on players this season. We'll have to see. Chris has just joined us saying, good evening, Nick and Lydia. And Trish Chess, she says, yes, we have Anthony with us tonight. Thank goodness. Georgie and Rory have just joined us from the Yorkies and along with Linda. So good evening to you, Linda, and to you both, Georgie and Rory. I hope you're both keeping well. And we have the Uppertoft team have also just joined us. So good evening to Graham and Jane Gifford from Uppertoft. They've been away, of course, on a little tour somewhere. They're saying evening all back at base after our damp and windy caravanning sojourn in darkest Surrey. It sounds an interesting place to go with the caravan, I suppose. It's an area of the country I've not really seen much of, Surrey, but I'm sure I'd love it. Carol's just joined us. She's saying Cornish Tyke signing in. So good evening to Carol, and I hope you're all keeping well. Right then, we've got 50 teams now signed on so far. Let me just run through tonight's rounds once more. We've got 5 or 6 minutes to go before we start the quiz. So we're starting off tonight using the initial letters of the words Sunday the 23rd of May. Sunday the 23rd of May. That should give you 13 possible correct answers in round number 1. Round number 2 is entitled In the News. In the News. Something to do with what's been in the papers this last week. If it hasn't been royalty, it's been something else, I suppose. Round number 3 is entitled Dreams, where dreams will either appear in the question or in the answer to each of the questions. So dreams. Round number 4 is an initial letter link. an initial letter link where I ask you to answer 9 general knowledge questions, and question number 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers. Then we have 2 sets of 4 connections, so a round of connections, and finally some general trivia to sort you out, some tricky trivia tonight, as I'm sure the first 5 rounds are going to be very close, so we'll see whether we can catch you out with 1 or 2 in the last round, but never mind, it's only just general trivia, which I'm sure we'll all know about. So Chris has said, I had a couple in the Vic on Friday, but working this weekend. Oh, well, nice to see you've been in already. The Vic, Chris, they had some good, what were we on last night? I can't remember. Oakham's Inferno, I think, was on last night. Very nice indeed. Right, I'm starting tonight's quiz with a nice bottle of plum porter, which was bought by my friend this afternoon. Brought around my house. Actually, I don't think I've paid you, have I, Chris? I better do that. I'll have to pay you after the quiz. Just remind me, Angela. Right then, let me just run through last week's scores again. I did go briefly through them, but the highlights last week, we had Don Quixote on first place with a fantastic 63 points. The teasers, Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals were just behind on a fantastic 62 points. We split the difference on 61 points. Then we had a plethora of teams. We had Pick Mix, PRS, Carol Green, and Michelle and Charlie. And if I'm not for, yes, on a fantastic 60 points with Ian and his bottle of Shiraz on 59 points. So they were the top teams last week. So let's see whether you can get into the top 10 tonight. I've tried to make the rounds relatively straightforward tonight, with the exception of the last round, which obviously we put a little bit of, make them a little bit trickier, but never mind. David and Anderson have just joined us as well. They're saying good evening from Anne and Dave in a not so sunny Essex. Well, I think from what I can gather across the country, it looks a pretty miserable evening. So there we have it. I don't think it's going to be much better anywhere in the country. Right then, I don't know what everybody else has been doing this week. We've got another 3 minutes before we start the quiz. So without further ado, what am I looking at? Oh, number of teams logged in. We've got 52 teams logged in from all over the country at the moment. And I will be starting the Sunday night quizzes towards the end of July at the Victoria Inn. Unfortunately, I'll have to be knocking the online quiz on the head, but we've still got another 6 weeks or so to go yet, I think, of online quizzes. I'm also going to try to start a quiz at my other pub, which will be the Alexandra Arms, on a Thursday night for anybody that's interested. That'll probably be starting about 8 o'clock time in the evening, something like that. That won't be hosted by me, but one of my friends, one of the Starkey brothers, who are renowned for doing quizzes in rugby area. So if anybody feels free and they want to come along in rugby, obviously for people in rugby, and join in a quiz on a Thursday night, we will be starting one at the Alexandra Arms, probably mid-June, actually, or towards the end of June anyway, as soon as the restrictions are lifted. So we'll see. Right, Footy Fox 86 has just joined us. So good evening, Footy Fox. I hope you're all keeping well and raring to do battle in tonight's quiz. For the sake of those people that are signing on quite late, which we always have a few teams kind of coming exactly when the quiz starts because they don't want to hear me droning on for 15 minutes, which I can understand, I will just quickly go through the rounds again for them. We start off tonight, Sunday the 23rd of May. Round number 2 tonight is In the News. In the News, 10 topical questions. Round number 3 is something to do with dreams. Something to do with dreams, either in the question or the answer. Round number 4 is entitled Initial Letter Link. Round number 5 is a connections round tonight, a connections round. And finally, round number 6 will be general trivia. So without further ado, I'm going to get, because we've only got a minute left now, I'm going to get the quiz up on my screen so I can see what I'm doing. All right, we've got 57 teams now, or people logged on simultaneously on different devices around the country, which is great to see. Roy's just started the jokes go, so well done, Roy. He says, hey, Nick, Hillary was threatened to leave me due to my obsession with poker, but I think she's bluffing. Oh, very good indeed. He's just put a bit of a, yes, night for James Newman, just been pulled for running a red light. Still, at least he'll get 3 points. Peter's just joined us. Good evening, Peter. I hope you're well. Famous Five have just joined us, so good evening to the Famous Five. Right then, it is now 2015, so without further ado, round number one, Sunday the 23rd of May. Let's just get to the top of my page, and we'll get cracking with a quiz even. So starting with the letter S. S for sugar or Sunday. What tool for cutting grass and grain crops featured alongside a hammer on the symbol of the former Soviet Union? I'm sure we can all get that one. So what tool for cutting grass and grain crops featured alongside a hammer on the symbol of the former Soviet Union? So do remember, we need to spell out the word Sunday, followed by the numbers 2, 3, followed by R and D, followed by M-A-Y, as in May. Question number 2, starting with the letter U. A strimmer. That could be a strimmer, Leslie, yes? Oh, dear. Question number 2. What is the full name of the German politician and physician who has been president of the European Commission since the 1st of December 2019? Obviously, I'll need her first name to fit with the letter U. So what is the full name of the German politician and physician who has been president of the European Commission since the 1st of December 2019? Now, do feel free to post any jokes you like, especially funny ones. Nothing too clever. Do remember, I've got to understand it at the same time as reading the questions. Question number 3, starting with the letter N. What was the name of the divine drink of the Olympian gods? It had the magical property to confer immortality on any mortal who had the luck to drink it. So what was the name of the divine drink of the Olympian gods? It had the magical property to confer immortality on any mortal who had the luck to drink it. Newcastle Brown Ale. Oh dear, oh dear. Very witty, Robin, very witty indeed. Another possible answer. Newcastle Brown Ale. Question number 4, starting with the letter D. What is the Spanish name for the day of the week that we call Sunday? So question 4 again, what is the Spanish name for the day of the week that we call Sunday? Shame we haven't got any Spanish teams with us tonight, but never mind. Oh, that's what we like to hear. Diane saying, Pinky and Perky, a little late to the party after a very enjoyable roast dinner. Well, I hope you've had a lovely roast dinner. We had a lovely bit of roast pork today. Very nice indeed. Right, question number 5, starting with the letter A, which helps somewhat. Patagonian Welsh is a variety of the Welsh language that is spoken in a settlement in which country? Not just Dunchurch. So Patagonian Welsh is a variety of the Welsh language that is spoken in a settlement in which country? Starts with the letter A, which will help you enormously, I'm sure. Ian's just put my favourite game during Eurovision. Guess the gender. Oh dear. Oh dear. Robin's just put, I tried to recolour a worn out monk's robe, but sadly old habits die hard. Oh dear, very good indeed, Robin. So question number 6, what is signified by a small red triangle on an Ordnance Survey Land Ranger 1 to 50,000 scale map? So starting with the letter Y, what is signified by a small red triangle on an Ordnance Survey Land Ranger 1 to 50,000 scale map? I should know. I've got most of them. My marvellous collection of maps. Question number 7 starts with a number 2. How many points are required to win a game of badminton? And before 2001, also the game of table tennis. So question 7 again, how many points are required to win a game of badminton? And before 2001, also the game of table tennis. Of course, they changed the ping pong. Don't know whether the games were too long or what. Perhaps they were. Question number 8 starts with a number 3. Robert's put, do your maps show the Watling Street as being under construction? Oh dear, I think they do actually. They're a bit old. Question number 8. What is the atomic number of germanium? It is also the freezing point of water at standard atmospheric pressure in degrees Fahrenheit. I know Linda will know that one, even if the 2 younger Yorkies don't know that one. Probably a bit ageist, this one. So what is the atomic number of germanium? It is also the freezing point of water at standard atmospheric pressure in degrees Fahrenheit. Starting with a number 3. Question number 9 starts with the letter R. What is a 1938 Gothic novel written by English author Daphne du Maurier? It was also the title of a 1940 film, which is the only Alfred Hitchcock film to win a Best Picture Oscar. I think it was remade last year as well, actually. So question 9 again, what is a 1938 Gothic novel written by English author Daphne du Maurier? It was also the title of a 1940 film, which is the only Alfred Hitchcock film to win a Best Picture Oscar. Question number 10 starts with the letter D. Just needs a little bit of thought, this. What name for a rod that is used to measure the depth of a liquid can also be used as a slang term for a stupid or inept person? So question 10, what name for a rod that is used to measure the depth of a liquid can also be used as a slang term for a stupid or inept person? Question number 11, for all you that have seen Cats. Sounding rather Irish, which character from T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats is referred to as the mystery cat, the hidden paw, and the Napoleon of crime? Starts with the letter M. It's a one-word answer I'm after. So sounding rather Irish, what character from T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats is referred to as the mystery cat, the hidden paw, and the Napoleon of crime? Question number 12 starts with the letter A. In Greek mythology, what was the name of the ship that Jason set sail on to retrieve the golden fleece? It's also the Southern Star constellation, I believe. So in Greek mythology, what was the name of the ship that Jason set sail on to retrieve the golden fleece? I hope you're all doing well so far. And finally, question number 13, starting with the letter Y. Morning Cloud was the name given by the British politician Edward Heath to a series of what? So question 13, Morning Cloud was the name given by the British politician Edward Heath to a series of what? Ian's put what though, Quizzy Rascals? Maybe not, I don't know. They might be working hard. Well, they might have gone down the pub. I know they're regulars. They do a Sunday night quiz at the Webb Ellis in town. So maybe, just maybe, they've deserted and gone to the Webb Ellis. Yo-yos. Well then, everybody, that is the first round. We have 13 questions, and I hope you've got 13 correct answers. So without further ado, let me go through those. Pens down, and we will see. Young men. Right, question number 1, I wanted the sickle, of course. Sickle was what I was after. Not strimmer, but sickle. So well spotted. This. Number 2 was Ursula Gertrude von der Leyen, but Ursula von der Leyen will do fine. Number 3, of course, is nectar, drink of the gods. Number 4, Sunday is better known as Domingo. Number 5, that Patagonian Welsh is spoken in Argentina. Number 6, of course, is a youth hostel, signified by a little red triangle. Number 7, how many points are required to earn a game of badminton and or table tennis before 2001? That's 21 points. Number 8, the freezing point of water in degrees Fahrenheit is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 9, that film I wanted was Rebecca. Also the novel and film. Number 10, what names for a rod to measure the depth of liquid can also be a slang term for stupid or inept people. That's a dipstick. Number 11, I was after that cat called McCavity. Well done if you got McCavity. Number 12, in Greek myth, what was the name of the ship that Jason set sail on to retrieve the golden fleece? That was the Argo. And finally, Morning Cloud was the name given by the English politician Edward Heath to a series of yachts. I think he had a series of 5 in the end, all called the same name, but never mind. Presumably he kept swapping them and getting a better one, but never mind. So a series of yachts. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in, see how I've all fared after that first round. I'm expecting quite a few full points if we're lucky. So we have the famous 5 straight in with 13 points. We have Kevin Keane and the Rugby Roach Club with 13 points. Michelle, Charlie and James with 13 points. We've got Georgie Hammond and the Yorkies, 13 points. We've got the Weak Links with 13 points. We've got Clive and Janet the Teasers on 13. Ian Miller's on 10. We've got David Anderson on 11. Paul, Trish and Anthony on 13 points. We've got Jed and Tracy on 13. Jill and Steve are on 12. We've got Don Quixote Reserves on 13 points. Home Alone 6 are on 13. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on 11. We've got Mick and Bev on 12. Carol Green's on 12. Penny Graham's on 11. Graham and Jane Gifford on 13. Chris Pickard's on 13. Amy Wu, unfortunately, is only on 7, but never mind, Amy. It's the taking part, of course. Pick and Mix are on 11. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 8.5. Pinky and Perky are on 12. We've got Team UK, USA also on 12 points. So we've got any others missing, or is that all the results in so far? Never mind, we've got plenty of folk up there, 12s, 11s and 13s, of course. So there's plenty of good scores. Split difference also on 13 points. So round number 2 tonight is in the news. In the news. I hope you've been watching the news. Or something to do with the news anyway. Oh, PRS are also on 13 points. So what a splendid first round for a lot of teams there. So let's see how well you can hang in there. And if you are trailing at this point, let's see whether you can get this lot right and close the gap back up again. So question number 1. Known for his deep baritone voice, what is the stage name of Rory Charles Graham, whose second album, Life by Misadventure, recently gave him his second UK #1 album? So question number 1, known for his deep baritone voice, what is the stage name of Rory Charles Graham, whose second album, Life by Misadventure, recently gave him his second UK #1 album? Number 2 is a multiple choice question. Figures released by the Office for National Statistics revealed that there was an 8% fall in overall crime recorded by the police in England and Wales in 2020. But which of the following types of crime saw a 15% increase? I'll give you the choice. Was it vehicle theft, drugs offences, or homicide? So question 2 again, figures released by the Office for National Statistics revealed that there was an 8% fall in overall crime recorded by police in England and Wales in 2020. But which of the following types of crime saw a 15% increase? I'll give you the choice. Was it vehicle-related theft, drugs offences, or homicides? You need to have a quick word with the rest of the team and see what you think on that one. Question number 3 has a number of clues, so listen carefully to question 3. Which game show co-host and popular TV star has been named Author of the Year at this year's British Book Awards after the success of his debut novel, The Thursday Murder Club? It's supposed to be a good book. I've no idea. I haven't read it, but never mind. So question 3 again. Which game show co-host and popular TV star has been named Author of the Year at this year's British Book Awards after the success of his debut novel, The Thursday Murder Club? Apparently it's £4.50 in Asda. Question number 4. The Dyson report found that who had seriously breached broadcasters' rules by mocking up fake documents which he showed to Princess Diana's brother, Earl Spencer? Jed and Tracy. Tracy thought it was a good read. Excellent. So the Dyson report found that who had seriously breached broadcasters' rules by mocking up fake documents which he showed to Princess Diana's brother, Earl Spencer? Question number 5. I'm sure you'll have read this or heard of it. The end of the 2020-21 season of the Scottish Premiership saw which team compete their first unbeaten top-flight league season since 1899. It's quite a long time. So the end of the 2020-21 season of the Scottish Premiership saw which team compete their first unbeaten top-flight league season since 1899. It's no use. I'm going to have to get a TV. Oh dear. Question number 6. Which country will open its borders to British holidaymakers from next Monday, tomorrow, and apparently won't be asking for a proof of vaccination or even a negative test? Yes, Leslie, it's no use. I'm going to have to get a TV. He's still got a valve-powered radio by the sounds of things, haven't we, Leslie? So question 6 again. Which country will open its borders to British holidaymakers from next Monday and apparently won't be asking for a proof of vaccination or even a negative test? I presume that's a negative COVID test, but... Question number 7. Replacing Taj Lavani on the panel, it has been announced that 28-year-old Stephen Bartlett will become the youngest ever regular on which TV series when he joins the show for its 19th series. So question 7 again. Replacing Taj Lavani on the panel, it has been announced that a 28-year-old Stephen Bartlett will become the youngest ever regular on which TV series when he joins the show for its 19th series. I'll get my coat. You must have heard of Taj Lavani, surely. Oh dear. Question number 8. Which Irish mixed martial arts fighter and boxer finished ahead of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo to be named the world's highest paid athlete during the past 12 months by business magazine Forbes? So question 8 again. Which Irish mixed martial arts fighter and boxer finished ahead of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo to be named the world's highest paid athlete during the past 12 months by business magazine Forbes? Ian's put, I've started eating the wife's food so that I can get used to the taste before I get sentenced to prison next month. Oh dear. Question number 9, very topical. A mass evacuation was launched in Goma, a city of 2 million people, due to the eruption of Mount Nyiragongo. But in which African country would you find Goma? Been on the news. It was on the news yesterday, this, and last night. So a mass evacuation was launched in Goma, a city of 2 million people, due to the eruption of Mount Nyiragongo. But in which African country would you find Goma? And finally, question number 10. This just needs some lateral thinking, nothing more. The governor of the US state of Ohio recently announced that the state will draw the names of 5 residents and award them $1 million each. But what must they have done to be eligible for this draw? Think laterally for this one. So the governor of the US state of Ohio recently announced that the state will draw the names of 5 residents and award them $1 million each. But what must they have done to be eligible for this draw? Very topical. I'm sure you can work that one out. Right then, 10 rather tough questions on in the news, but never mind. I hope I gave you enough clues to get through it. I'm sure some teams will have done quite well. Okay then, everybody. Has everybody had long enough to chat to their team and get some answers down? Do feel free, if you're short of time or you haven't got all the answers, quickly put it in the chat column for me to see, and I will give you a bit more time. Otherwise, we'll crack on. Okay then, let's give you some answers to that round, see whether you're still in winning positions or whatever else. We start off, known for his deep baritone voice and his quite large frame. What is the stage name of Rory Charles Graham? Well, that's better known as Rag and Bone Man. Rag and Bone Man. Well done if you got that. Number 2, figures released by the ONS, the Office for National Statistics. Apparently it was drugs offences that were up 15% on the year. Number 3, game show host or co-host. Well, he's got his own game show as well now. Popular TV star has been named Author of the Year. That's Richard Osmond. Richard Osmond. Number 4, the Dyson Report. Of course, that's all to do with Martin Bashir. Number 5, it was Rangers that ended the unbeaten top flight league season. Their first time they've done it since 1899. Number 6, which country will open its borders tomorrow? That's apparently Spain. Number 7, replacing Taj Lavani on the panel. It's been announced that what 28-year-old Stephen Bartlett will become the youngest ever, blah, blah, blah. That's Dragon's Den, of course, Dragon's Den. Number 8, that Irish mixed martial arts fighter and boxer. He's known as Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, apparently the highest paid athlete in the world. Number 9, mass evacuation was launched in Goma. And Goma is a city in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC, or Democratic Republic of Congo. So well done if you got that. Not an easy one, that. Nyiragongo, the erupting mountain, apparently. And finally, number 10, the governor of the US state of Ohio recently announced that the state will draw the names of 5 residents and award them with $1 million each. But what must they have done to be eligible for the draw? They must have had a COVID-19 vaccine. That's a good way of encouraging people to take it. It seems to work in Ohio, so so there we have it. I thought you might be able to work that one out. Bit daft, but never mind. Right then, everyone, let's have some scores in, see how all fared after that rather tricky round, but never mind. So we've got the weak links. That's Andrew, Jane, Tina and Martin on a fantastic 21 points. Michelle, Charlie and James on a fantastic 22 points. Leslie saying a magnificent 4. Well played, Leslie. Obviously need to read the news a bit more often, but never mind. Clive and Janet, the teasers, are on 23 points. We've got Carol Green on 22. PRS are also on 23 points with Jen Tracy. Jen and Tracy are on 23 points. Footy Fox AG6 on a fantastic 16.5 with Ian Miller also on 16 points. Sarah, Ross, James and Joe are on 19 points with David Ann Anderson on 20. Georgie Lambert and Rory and Linda are on 20 points, doing very well. Home Alone 6 still doing very well on 22. Amy has moved on to 13 points with the famous 5. 23 points. Penny Graham's doing well on 18 with Mick Roberts not far behind. The rest of the bunch on 21 points. Chris Pickard's moved on to 20. We've split the difference on 23 points. Stephen Jill Pugh on 19 points. Picker Mixer moved on to 21 with Team UK USA on a very respectable 22. Paul, Trish and Anthony have moved on to a fantastic 22 points with Pinky and Perky on 21. Rugby Rotary Club also on 22 points, as is Graham and Jane Gifford on a fantastic 22 points. Ian Anthony and Don Quixote Reserves still a very respectable 20 points. So well played them. Now, round number 3 tonight is entitled Dreams. These are 10 general knowledge questions themed around the word dreams or dream. So 10 questions basically themed around something to do with dreams or dream. So are we ready? Eyes down looking. Let's see how we fare after this. Ian's just put, if you watch Jaws backwards, It's a heartwarming story about a shark who gives arms and legs to disabled people. That's dreadful. Oh dear, that's very funny. I shouldn't laugh at that, but never mind. Question number 1. Here we go in the dreams round. Are we watching? The logo for the film production company DreamWorks features a boy fishing while sitting on what? I'm sure you've all seen the logo. So the logo for the film production company DreamWorks features a boy fishing while sitting on what? Question number 2. A little bit more highbrow, this question, but never mind. The William Shakespeare play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, is set in which European capital city? So question 2 again. The William Shakespeare play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, is set in which European capital city? Right, it's time to open another ale. We have some Dead Pony Club now. That sounds interesting. Luckily, the wife didn't like this one, so I got to drink them all. Question number 3. What name is commonly used to refer to the type of dreaming in which the dreamer becomes clearly aware that they are dreaming? There's a lot of dreaming going on in that one, but never mind. So what name is commonly used to refer to the type of dreaming in which the dreamer becomes clearly aware of what they are dreaming? So it's a type of dreaming. One word before dreaming. You get the idea. Well, I didn't, and I read it 3 times, but never mind. Question number 4. First published in 1899, which Austrian-born neurologist wrote the groundbreaking book, The Interpretation of Dreams? Very famous person. I'm sure we've all have heard of him. So first published in 1899, which Austrian-born neurologist wrote the groundbreaking book, The Interpretation of Dreams? Question number 5 is one of those good old sporting films starring Kevin Costner. The 1989 film Field of Dreams is centered around what sport? It's quite a big film, this, I think. So starring Kevin Costner, the 1989 film Field of Dreams is centered around what sport? Oh dear. I don't think Kevin Costner was ever any good at cricket. What was that? Oh dear. Question number 6. This will test you. First broadcast in 2017, the Channel 4 TV series Electric Dreams was based on stories by which American science fiction author known as the master of dystopian fiction? I'm stumped. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Carol sang a great feel-good film. Excellent. Well, there we have it. So question 6 again. First broadcast in 2017, the Channel 4 TV series Electric Dreams was based on stories by which American science fiction author known as the master of dystopian fiction. Always coming up on the chase, this guy. So if you watch The Chase regularly, I'm sure you might get this one. Question number 7. In 1963, who delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech in Washington, D.C.? So question 7. In 1963, who delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech in Washington, D.C.? Ian's saying a great year that. Don't tell me, Ian, it's the year you were born. Can't remember much about 1963. I was too young. Question number 8, a music question. In the opening line of the Bangles hit single Manic Monday, what time of day is it when the singer was just in the middle of a dream? It's about the right time of day for dreaming, I suppose. So in the opening line of the Bangles hit single Manic Monday, what time of day is it when the singer was just in the middle of a dream? Manic Monday. Perhaps I should sing it. I know Matthew will be encouraging me to sing it, won't you, Matthew? By the way, is anybody's birthday this week? Talking of that, I could do with a good sing song to get you all going. Do feel free if it's anybody's birthday. I can always sing them happy birthday between the rounds. Right, question number 9. Any Dream Will Do was the title of a 2017 BBC show hosted by Graham Norton, in which the public voted for Lee Mead to star in a new West End revival of which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? Martin Davis has put, great year, I agree, especially May. Oh dear, oh dear. So question 9 again. Any Dream Will Do was the title of a 2007 BBC TV show hosted by Graham Norton, in which the public voted for Lee Mead to star in a new West End revival of which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? Not another one born in 63, surely. The pen will run out of ink. It might well do. It's a long old answer, that one. You're right. Question number 10. Also, well, you could just hyphenate it, Carol. You don't have to write all the words down. And finally, question number 10. Also the name of a character in the Matrix films who was the Greek god of dreams. So question 10, also the name of a character in the Matrix films or film franchise, whatever, who was the Greek god of dreams? Who played him? Who played Morpheus? Okay, I'll just give that one away. Who played what's his name, Liz? I hope you didn't hear that. I was just giving the answer away. Just trying to figure out. Good. I'm glad you didn't hear it, Ian. That's right. Clive and Janet says, today Joan Collins is 88 years old. Well, I'm not singing her happy birthday. Sorry about that one, everybody. I'm just asking my daughter. I should always switch my microphone off or something when I try to talk to my daughter. Oh dear. You know what it's like when something's going around in your head. Right then, that was 10 questions on dreams. Some very tricky ones there as well, but never mind. I hope you've all scored well, as usual. I'm sure, besides the TV and film ones, Leslie will be doing all right. You must get a television, though, Leslie. It's probably about time, I think. They've only been selling them since about 1940s or something, 50s. That's the one, Carol. Okay, then, everybody, here we go. Here are the answers. Pencils down. Let's do some marking after that delightful round of dreams. Question 1, the logo of the film company DreamWorks features a boy fishing while sitting on the moon. He was on the moon, or the crescent moon. Number 2, the William Shakespeare play, A Midsummer Night's Dream, set in Athens. Well done if you got that. Number 3, what name is commonly used to refer to a type of dreaming in which the dreamer becomes clearly aware of what they're dreaming? That's called a lucid dream, a lucid dream. Well done if you got that. Number 4, I was after Sigmund Freud. Number 5, Kevin Costner. It was baseball, the game of baseball, of course, not cricket. Number 6, for broadcast in 2017, the Channel 4 TV series Electric Dreams was based on the stories of Philip K. Dick. Well done if you got that. He's also known as the dystopian master of dystopian fiction. Number 7 was Martin Luther King Jr. I will just accept Martin Luther King, that's fine. Number 8, in the opening line of the Bangles hit single Manic Monday, what time of day is it when the singer was just in the middle of the dream? Well, it's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock already. I was just in the middle of a dream. Number 9, Any Dream Will Do was the title of blah, blah, blah. I was after Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. So well done if you got that. And finally, number 10, of course, which I gave you if you listened, also the name of the character in the Matrix films. What was the Greek god of dreams? It was Morpheus. And he was played by Lawrence Fishburne, as we've already seen in the chat column. So well done if you got that. It all's so much easier when you hear all the answers, aren't they? But never mind. Let's see how we've all fared after round number 3 then. So Ian Miller's moved on to 22. PRS are doing remarkably well at the moment on 33 points. Georgie Lambert, that's Georgia, Rory and Linda on a fantastic 29. The Rugby Rotary Club are doing very well on 31 points with Peter Robertson, the famous 5, on 33 points. Wheat Links are on 29. We've got Jen and Tracy on 30. Carol Green's doing remarkably well on 32 with Chris Pickbard not far behind on 29. David and Anderson on 28 with Mick and Bev on 31 points. Penny Graham's on 27. We've got Pinky and Perky doing very well on 13. Now, that was a much better year, Pinky and Perky, 1957, of course. Sarah, Russ Jones and Joe are on 26 points with Graham and Jane Given on 29 points. Amy Moo has moved on to 21. Well played, Amy. Footy Fox 86 on 25.5 with Home Alone 6 on 32 points. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 31. Good idea for a round. Yeah, okay. Ian and Anthony James, Don Quixote reserves are on 29. We've got Split the Difference on 32 points. Jill and Steve Pugh getting back into it now on 25 points with Mike Yates, 25 points. He says, just caught up, bit of a late start. Never mind, Mike. Great to see you joining in. Paul and Trish and Anthony on a fantastic 31 points twice. Pick a Mixer on 30 points. We've got Lisa Lasky, Team UK, USA on 32 points with Clive and Janet and the Teasers on 33 points. So Clive and Janet and the Teasers on 33. We've also got, I think, the famous 5 on 33 and PRS on 33 points. So there's 3 teams yet to drop a point. And there's lots of other teams in the 30s, so they're only dropped a point or 2 behind. So round number 4 is an initial letter link. Now we've got 10 general knowledge questions where the answer to the final question can be spelt out by rearranging the first letters of the first 9 answers. We got the idea. Right then, question 1, one of those stupid ones to get you going. See how your memory, colour memory especially, This is things I can never remember really, but never mind. What colour of hat does Papa Smurf wear? So a very short and simple question, that one. So what colour of hat does Papa Smurf wear? Just when you thought the quiz was getting good and highbrow, we have to throw in a Papa Smurf question for you, but never mind. Do remember it's an initial letter link, so if you don't initially get that answer, you might be able to work it out later when you've got all the answers down. So question number 2, of the 12 signs of the zodiac, which one has the shortest name? So of the 12 signs of the zodiac, which one has the shortest name? It's also one of the most prominent signs in the northern sky, easily visible, and looks exactly like it says on the tin. Question number 3. Due to its appearance and location, the country of Sri Lanka is sometimes referred to as the teardrop of which other country? Sure, you can all work that one out. So due to its appearance and location, the country of Sri Lanka is sometimes referred to as the teardrop of which other country? Question number 4, this is one for Ian, as he's been going on about it earlier. In 2015, Annie Wallace became the first transgender person to play a regular transgender character in a British soap opera when she began playing Sally St. Clair on which Channel 4 show? Kind of gives it away a bit, that one. So in 2015, Annie Wallace became the first transgender person to play a regular transgender character in a British soap opera when she began playing Sally St. Clair on which Channel 4 show? You see, Ian, we even get transgender questions in the quiz nowadays. It's bad news, isn't it, really? But never mind. Question number 5. In radio communication, what boy's name is used to mean that a message has been received and understood? So in the world of radio communications, what boy's name is used to mean that a message has been received and understood? Cater for all, says Ian. You're quite right, Ian. Question number 6. We're after a girl's name now. So what is the first name of the youngest of the 4 Pevensey children in the novel The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? So question 6 again. What is the first name of the youngest of the 4 Pevensey children in the novel The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? Question number 7 even. This is right up your street, Georgia. Approximately the same size as a tennis court, which cathedral's great east window is the largest expanse of medieval glass still standing in Great Britain? So question 7 again. Approximately the same size as a tennis court, which cathedral's great east window is the largest expanse of medieval glass still standing in Great Britain? It's quite miraculous, really, that, but never mind. I hope you're keeping up well with this round. You should all be doing quite well here. Question number 8. What 11-letter word is derived from a Latin word meaning to grow up and is used to refer to the transitional period of physical and psychological development between childhood and maturity? So question 8 again. What 11-letter word is derived from a Latin word meaning to grow up and is used to refer to the transitional period of physical and psychological development between childhood and maturity? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'm not asking you to spell it correctly. You just got to know what the word is. I suppose you could mark it yourself afterwards. If you can't make 11 letters out of it, I'm not sure as I could actually, but never mind. Question number 9. I'm sure you've all heard of this one at one time or in their life. Nominated for a Best Song Oscar in 1995, what song has a title that means no worries in Swahili? I remember the song very well. No worries. Sorry. So nominated for a Best Song Oscar in 1995, what song has a title that means no worries in Swahili? Question number 10 then is a two-word answer. The first letters of the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which comedian who has written novels called Flight from Death Row, Tim the Tiny Horse, and Further Adventures of the Queen Mum? So question 10 again, the first letters of the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which comedian who has written novels called Flight from Death Row, Tim the Tiny Horse, and The Further Adventures of the Queen Mum? Two-word answer. I will give you a minute to try and work it all out. I just hope I've got it right. Now, do remember, if you like the quiz, just hit the like button. It doesn't take much. There's a little like button somewhere down the bottom of your screen. All you're going to do, on the 64-year-old online, it's not hard. Just hit the like button. Helps me with my quiz rankings, as you'll find on Google or whatever else. Look for Nick's Live Pub Quizzes and you might find them. You can find somebody else's as well, of course. There's another Nick doing exactly the same thing, but never mind. He nicked my idea, obviously. And of course, you can just follow me by following my YouTube channel, which is pretty straightforward, Pewey 1957. Now, I do hope that although the pubs are reopening and we're probably going to have to say goodbye to the online quizzes, it would be nice once in a while to have an online quiz, and I'll invite you all along. So do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Because I'm sure in the future we'll be having some charity quizzes, etc., where we can all get together for an evening's entertainment, some description, and see how I've aged. Nothing like the real Quizmaster. Yeah, there is nothing like a real Quizmaster, Carol. Unfortunately, you haven't got one, but never mind. Like, subscribe and click that bell to make sure you're notified of new videos. Because every bloody video I watch this, I can't read it. Never mind. Okay then, everybody. Do feel free, if you need a bit more time, just put it in the chat column. If not, we'll do some marking, because that's pretty straightforward, that lot of questions. You might be able to work it out a lot quicker than I thought. If you do need a bit more time, quickly put it in the chat column. Okay then, everybody. It appears that most people seem quite happy with the answers that I've got down, so we will see. So question 1, here you go. What colour of hat does Papa Smurf wear? Apparently he wears a red hat. So there we have it, a red hat. Number 2, of the 12 signs of the zodiac, which one has the shortest name? That's Leo, as in the lion. Number 3, due to its appearance and location, the country of Sri Lanka is sometimes referred to as the teardrop of India. Number 4, Annie Wallace became the first transgender person to play a regular transgender character in Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks, well done if you got that. Number 5, of course, in radio communication, what boy's name is used to mean the message has been received and understood? It's Roger. Roger, whatever. Number 6, what is the first name of the youngest of the 4 Pevensey children? In the novel The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, that's something I wouldn't have known because I've never read the novel. That was Lucy. Number 7, approximately the same size as a tennis court, which cathedral's great east window is the largest expanse of medieval glass? That's York Minsters. So I'm sure the Yorkies would have got that one. Number 8, that 11-letter word is an adolescence. Number 9, nominated for Best Song Oscar in 1995. No Worries in Swahili is Hakuna Matata, of course, from The Lion King. So that's Hakuna Matata from The Lion King. And finally, the first letter of the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of Harry Hill. Harry Hill, that comedian. So well done if you got that. Right then, everyone, I'm expecting some pretty good scores after that round. That wasn't too testing. That might have tested 1 or 2 others, but we will see. So let's have some scores down, see how we've all fared. See whether we've still got some perfect scores after this round. Sing it. No worries. Right, the famous 5 are straight off with a 43 points. They're yet to drop a point. George Lambert and the Yorkers, they've moved on to 39 points with David Anderson on 38. Pinky and Perky have moved on to 39 with the Weaklings on a fantastic 37 points. PRS have also moved on to 43 points. Michelle, Charlie and James have moved on to 41 points, as has Anthony, Trish and Paul on 41 points. Mick and Bev on 39 points. The Rugby Rotary Club are also on 41 points. Graham Jane Gifford are on 38 points with Footy Fox 86, not far behind on 35.5. Pick and Mooks have moved on to 40 with Home Alone 6. They're doing really well tonight on 42 points. Clive and Janet the Teasers one better with 43 points, and Carol Green not far behind on 42 points. Donkers O2 Reserves are on 39 points. Sarah Russ, James and Joe are on 35 points. Lisa Lasky, Team UK USA on a fantastic 42 points. Mike Yates is on 31 points with Ian Miller on 29 and Amy Wu on 27 points with Penny Graham on 34. Jill and Steve are on 33 points. Jed and Tracy are on 40 points. Split the difference on 42 with Chris Pickard on 39 points. So well played, everybody there. Right then, we go into round number 5, which is a connections round. So we've got 2 sets of 4 questions. They're general knowledge questions, plus a 5th question and a 10th question, whatever, or question 5 and question 10, which asks for a connection between the previous 4 answers. So you'll get the idea. So question number 1, music question. What was the name of Prince's backing band who were credited for the first time on his 1984 album, Purple Rain? So what was the name of Prince's backing band who were credited for the first time on his 1984 album, Purple Rain? What have we got there? We are now testing the half pipe pale ale from Aldi, 99 pence for 330ml. Not bad price for that one. Question number 2. Listen carefully. There's some clues in this. The 1988 horror film Child's Play begins with a serial killer called Charles Lee Ray transferring his soul into what type of children's toy after he is shot dead by the police? So the 1998 horror film Child's Play begins with a serial killer called Charles Lee Ray transferring his soul into what type of children's toy after he's shot dead by the police? Question number 3. I'm sure you'll all get this one. What colour of gloves does Mickey Mouse normally wear? So what colour of gloves does Mickey Mouse normally wear? There's a good reason for that. I'm sure if you think hard, you'll get the idea. Question number 4. The name of what casino game is also used as the name for any of the small cuts on a sheet of postage stamps used as an alternative to perforations? I hadn't heard that term used on postage stamps before, but never mind. I'm sure my brother Pete would have heard of that. So the name of what casino game is also used as the name of any of the small cuts on a sheet of postage stamps used as an alternative to perforations? And of course, question number 5, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? It's a one-word connection, a one-word connection. I'll give you a minute on that one, just try and figure that one out. Carol, you better tell me whether you've got the connection already. Thumbs up or down so far. Well done, Home Alone 6. Thumbs up. I think you're getting quite good at this quizzing. Home Alone 6 seems to have been coming on very strong recently. I have to try and drag you into the pub on a Sunday night. It's a bit of a trek, but somebody could drive, I suppose. Right then, 4 more questions on general knowledge. I will give you some more time at the end of this. Question number 6. In Microsoft Windows applications, pressing what letter key while holding down the control key is a common shortcut to paste text. It has a points value of 4 in the game of Scrabble. Commentators curse. Did you watch the game this afternoon, Roy? I'd got the game on whilst I was watching the Grand Prix. That was a waste of time, but never mind. So question 6, in Microsoft Windows applications, pressing what letter key whilst holding down the control key is a common shortcut to paste text. It has a points value of 4 in the game of Scrabble. So it depends how well you know your game of Scrabble. I'd have probably got it more from that than I would from the original question. Question number 7. Based on 4 intrepid superheroes, what type of power gave Partners in Crime a UK #1 hit single in 1990? Just think of that one. You'll get that one. Based on 4 intrepid superheroes, what type of power gave Partners in Crime a UK #1 hit single in 1990? Yeah, see, Michelle's saying, Home Alone, we can get a minibus. That sounds a good idea. The Crick Mafia, I can see that. Combined power of 2 teams, that would be good. Question number 8. Listen carefully. What type of container ends the titles of the first UK #1 hit singles by both The Police and Christina Aguilera? I'm sure The Police will not give it away for the older people, and the Christina Aguilera will give it away for the younger people. So what type of container ends the titles of the first UK #1 hit singles for both The Police and Christina Aguilera? Question number 9. Which sport developed from a game called Chovgan that originated in Persia and features goalposts that are 8 yards apart but can be widened in a sudden death situation to settle a match in which the teams are level at the end of normal time? So question 9 again. Which sport developed from a game called Chovgan, which originated in Persia and features goalposts that are 8 yards apart, but they can be widened in a sudden death situation to settle a match in which the teams are level at the end of normal time? I'm sure it's a sport that most of us have not actually taken part in, but I'm sure 1 or 2 of you may well have done. And finally, of course, connections. So question number 10, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? And it's a 1-word connection again. So what is the 1-word connection between the previous 4 answers? Bit of a tricky connection, that one, but never mind. If you can get some of the answers there, you'll be doing pretty well. So again, Carol, give me the thumbs up if you manage to get the connection on that one. You've done pretty well on that one if you have. Well done, Home Alone 6. Look at that. I think Ian's just saying it's pissing down here in Lawford. Just nipped to put feed out for the hogs under a tree. Got soaked. It's not raining here at the moment, is it? But I can't hear it raining at the moment. It's probably on the way though. Carol's struggling with both connections. Never mind, Carol. Look at all your answers carefully. It's just a 1-word connection between them. pissing down here and just been out to get the hogs. Well, it's nice to see those ericaceous little fellows back again, isn't it? So who else has got their hedgehogs back? Mick Roberts. Mick, have you had any hedgehogs coming back into your garden? Because this time last year we did have Ian, I think it was Mick, a few other people had hedgehogs in the back garden. Do remember to put a bit of food out for them and they'll come. Okay, everybody, do we need any more time or not? Are we happy with the... do put in the column if you still need a little bit more. Yes, just the one. Oh, excellent. So Mick's got his hedgehogs back, or hedgehog back. And never mind, Mick, they tend to, this time of year, they tend to get a bit randy, and you never know, you might end up with some hoglets about. Keep feeding them. Not bread and milk or mealworms. Oh, now it's raining. Now you see, and you're the curse. You just said it was raining in Long Lawford. Now it's raining here. Chris Pickard said, I've got one hog. Can put kitten feed out, but not fish feed. Biscuits. I thought they were insectivores, these things. Supposed to eat insects. Maybe some... I think Sainsbury's were selling dried insects, weren't they? They were the only first supermarket to sell insect food, apparently. That was a good general knowledge quiz question some time back. Right then, here we go then. Let's go through the connections round. 2 sets of 4 questions on general knowledge. We started off. Prince's backing band were called the Revolution. So it's Prince and the Revolution. Number 2, that horror film, the child's play, he transfers his soul to a doll. Number 3, what colour of gloves does Mickey Mouse normally wear? Well, that's white. I presume that's because the original Mickey Mouse was in black and white, of course. So maybe just white gloves. I don't know. Number 4, the name of that casino game, and also the name of the small cuts on sheets of postage stamps used as an alternative for perforations is known as roulette or roulettes. And finally, the connection, of course, is Russian. Russian Revolution, Russian doll, White Russian as a cocktail, and Russian roulette, which none of us want to play. Number 6, that Microsoft application, pressing which letter? Well, it was the letter V, which is worth 4 in the game of Scrabble. Based on 4 intrepid superheroes. Well, they were known as Michelangelo, Donatello, whatever. Of course, it was Turtle Power that I was after, which gave Partners in Crime a UK #1 hunt single in 1990. Number 8, what type of container? I was after a bottle, as in message in a bottle and genie in a bottle. Number 9, that sport, which apparently originated in Persia and was originally called shovgun, was polo, of course. Polo, a sport I've never actually played. That's basically because I can't ride a horse. And finally, what's the connection between the previous 4 answers? It's neck. I've got V-neck, turtleneck, bottleneck, and polo neck. So well done if you've got the 2 connections. Right, I'm expecting some reasonable scores on that round. Not many full scores, but I'm sure we'll have 1 or 2. So do feel free to get your answers down. Right, Pete Robinson and the famous 5 with a fantastic 53 points. Beat that, he's saying to everybody. They were straight down with that one. We've got Kevin Keenan, the Rugby Rotary Club, also 51 points. The Wheat Links have moved on to 47. We've got Pinky and Perky on 49. David Ann Anderson on 47. Jed and Tracy on 48. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 51. We've got PRS on 53 points. Footy Fox 86 on 45.5. Ian Miller on 35. Paul, Trish and Anthony are on 51 points. With Sarah and Sarah... Wait a minute, that can't be right. They're on 55 points. That can't be right, but never mind. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are on 55 points. Georgie Lambert on 49. The Yorkers, they're doing very well. Home Alone 6, 52 points. Well played, Home Alone 6. We've got Graham and Jane on 45 points. That's Uppertoft. Carol Green's on 50 points. Penny Graham's on 40 points. We've got Middletoft on 43 points. That's Jill and Steve Pugh. Clive and Janet and the Teasers are on 53 points. Chris Pickard's moved on to 46 points. We've got Team UK, USA on 52 points. We split the difference on 52 points. Pick a Mix on 50. Amy Woo's moved on to 32 points. Mike is on 37 points. As is Mick Roberts on 47 points. Sarah saying, oops, 45, shame. Yeah, that is a shame. Never mind, Sarah. And Ian's put, I did put feet under the tree. And you're right, Ian, that cloud has just suddenly, just as I was reading out the scores, the heavens have just opened here and it's bouncing off my roof like there's no tomorrow. You can always hear it on a metal roof, probably more so than a normal roof, but never mind. So yes, very noisy at the moment. Oh, well, I've actually got a glass roof this side, so probably that's not quite the same. Right, it appears we still have 3 teams that have got maximum points so far. Haven't dropped a point, 53 points. We've also got 1, 2, 3 teams on 52 points. We've got a couple of teams on 51 points as well. In fact, well, 3 teams on 51 points. And as I said, the general trivia round tonight is quite tricky. So there's going to be 1 or 2. I'm not expecting anybody to get all of these, but if they do, fair play to them. So let's see how we fare with the last round, which is just general trivia. Now, question 1's quite interesting because I had to do a bit of research on this to actually find out whether this was correct or not, but never mind. Question number 1. Twice the size of a Nebuchadnezzar, the Melchizedek is a largest wine bottle size, but is rarely made since few collectors are interested in keeping that much wine in a single bottle. But how many litres of wine will it hold? Well, that, presumably, if you understand what a Nebuchadnezzar is, you might be able to work it out. So twice the size of the Nebuchadnezzar, the Melchizedek is the largest wine bottle size, but it is rarely made since few collectors are interested in keeping that much wine in a single bottle. But how many litres of wine will it hold? I was worried about her hanging baskets, which I don't blame her actually, because it is absolutely belting down at the moment, flatten anything. I'm just waiting for a big clap of thunder and some lightning or something, but we haven't seen any really. Question number 2. The BH postcode area covers which city and its immediate surrounding environs? Sorry. So the BH postcode area covers which city and its immediate surrounding environs? I just better check that is actually a city. I don't want to say it's a city if it's a town. No, it's a town. Right, okay. In which case, we'll change that question. Sorry, I've lost it now. I've looked that up. Ah, there we go. So the BH postcode area covers which town and its immediate surrounding environs? I know I should have checked that earlier, but never mind. I didn't. Question number 3, this has been in the news, especially if you hold shares or whatever else you might be interested in this. Founded by Tim Sweeney, Epic Games are currently locked in a legal battle with which other major US company, claiming their platform is basically a monopoly. So question 3 again, founded by Tim Sweeney, Epic Games are currently locked in a legal battle with which other major US company, claiming their platform is basically a monopoly. Before I've actually got wrong, Liz, you'll need to just change it. It's only let's just listen to what I say, all right? Question number 4, this is a tricky one. The adjective sueline refers to or relates to which family of animals? Lydia will spell it for you. So the adjective sueline refers to or relates to which family of animals? That's a tricky question. Question number 5 is also a bit tricky. Also the name of a London borough. What is the name of the 8th Thames bridge to be built in what is now a Greater London and is today the oldest surviving Thames bridge in London? That's an interesting fact. Well, I didn't know, so I'm not expecting many of you to know that, but never mind. Somebody might do. So also the name of a London borough. I've given you that as a bit of a clue. What is the name of the 8th Thames bridge to be built in what is now Greater London and is today the oldest surviving Thames bridge in London and apparently still in very good condition? Built about 1720, I think, something like that. Question number 6 is one for you to work out. Prior to 1960, how many farthings would you have found in 2 florins? So question 66. Prior to 1960, that's only because the farthing never existed after that. How many farthings would you have found in 2 florins? Question number 7. What is a form of sewing and a popular form of counted thread embroidery in which X-shaped stitches in a tiled, raster-like pattern are used to form a picture? You might need to look at that when Lydia's put the question down for you. So what is a form of sewing and a popular form of counter thread embroidery in which X-shaped stitches in a tiled, raster-like pattern are used to form a picture? Question number 8. This is another tough one here, but never mind. This will sort you all out. Named after Japan's 7th largest city, what is beef from the Tajima strain of Japanese black cattle raised in Japan's Hyogo prefecture known as? Everybody's heard of this, but it's whether you know your Japanese strains of beef, I suppose. So named after Japan's 7th largest city, what is beef from the Tajima strain of Japanese black cattle. They're raised in Japan's Hyogo prefecture. What are they known as, or what's it known as? I haven't really read that. I'm really Question number 9 gets a little bit easier, I think, or you might think, maybe not. What colour of Blue Peter badge can you earn by becoming a Blue Peter climate hero? So question number 9, what colour of Blue Peter badge can you earn by becoming a Blue Peter climate hero? There you are, you see. I never actually got a Blue Peter badge. It's one thing my wife did get that I never got. I'm not quite sure what she got a Blue Peter badge for, but she did. Proudly wears it whenever we go out to the restaurants and things. And finally, question number 10, listening carefully. Totaling 15.1 terawatt hours in 2020. Which country does the United Kingdom import the most electricity from? I'm not sure if they give you a Blue Peter badge for that, Ian, but they might do. So totaling 15.1 terawatt hours in 2020. Which country does the United Kingdom import the most electricity from? We also export electricity, but surprisingly, we import more. Okay, there were some tough questions in there. There were some easy questions in there. I reckon if you scored more than 6, you're doing well on that round, or maybe. But if you can get all 10, blimey, there's a real achievement tonight. So no quizzy rascals to challenge you tonight. Right then, everybody, how are we doing? Do we need any more time to try and work those out? Or have we got answers down for everything? I've tried to give you a clue in all of those somewhere, maybe with the exception. Well, no, I have. Right then, everybody. Anybody need any more time, or we're ready to just do some marking and go for it? Okay, come on, let's do some marking. See how we go. So question number 1, twice the size of a Nebuchadnezzar. The Melchizedek, also named after a biblical king, is the largest wine bottle size, and it's rarely made because it's not collectible really. But how many litres of wine will it hold? Well, that's 30 litres. 30 litres, apparently, so well done if you got that. Number 2, the BH postcode area covers which town and its immediate surrounding environs? That's Bournemouth. Bournemouth. Number 3, founded by Tim Sweeney, Epic Games are currently locked in a legal battle with Apple over their Apple store, or their app store. Number 4, the adjective suiline refers to or relates to the family of pigs. Well done if you got that. Pigs. Suiline. That was quite tricky. Number 5, also the name of the London Borough. What's the name of the 8th Thames Bridge to be built? and now in what is now Greater London. And today is the oldest surviving Thames bridge in London. That's Richmond Bridge. Richmond Bridge. And it looks very good. I had a look at it actually on Google Earth earlier. It's got some little black lights halfway across. Look very impressive. Number 6, prior to 1960, how many farthings would you have found in 2 florins? That was 192 farthings, if I've worked it out correctly. Number 7, I was after the pattern called cross stitch. Cross stitch, well done if you got that. Number 8, that was tricky, named after Japan's 7th largest city. That type of beef is called Kobe beef. Kobe beef. I'm sure you've all heard of Kobe beef. Number 9, what colour of Blue Peter badge can you earn by becoming a Blue Peter climate hero? That's a green badge. You could have put blue, but green was the answer. And finally, number 10, totaling 15.1 terawatt hours in 2020, we imported quite a lot of electricity from France. So well done if you got France. So there are the answers to those previous questions. So let's see how we've all fared. Now, I doubt whether anybody's got 10 on their hand, but they might have done. So we might have a 63, and fair play to you if you have. But let's see who's brave enough to put their the scores down. We've got the weak links on a fantastic 53 points. Well played, Andrew, Jane, Tina, and Martin. We've got Pink and Perky with 55 points. That's another cracking score. PRS, 60 points. Now, that's the target to beat. We've got David Anderson on 55. Carol Green, 59 points. Well played, Carol. Mike Yates on 35. Ian Miller's on 40. Got Georgie Lambert, New Yorkies, 57 points. Now, that's some cracking score. As the Ridgeways with 58 points. Well played, Anthony, Paul, and Trish. Leslie Barrett, he said a hard round. Yeah, it was a hard round of 46 points. Well played anyway, Leslie. Chris Pickard ends up on 53. Jen and Tracy crashed 51, never mind. Stephen Gill end up on 50. Just a point behind Upper Toft and Lower Toft there on 51 points for Upper Toft, 50 points for Lower Toft. Still some very good scores. We've then got Penny Graham on 45 points. Mick Roberts on 55 points. Split the difference, 61 points. Footy Fox, 86 on 50 points. We've got Clive. Janet with the teasers. They're on 61 points. Well played them. Kevin Ken and the Rugby Roach Club very close with 59 points. A cracking score there. Picket Mix on 58. We've got Michelle, Charlie, and James. Oh, my God, we bombed 53. Never mind. If you're not guessing the right ones, it's a right pain, but never mind. Amy Wall on 36. Home Alone 6. 58 points. What a cracking score that is. They said we should have quit after round 5. Take the average and added it on. Don Quixote Reserves, however, you've thrashed them. Well done, Don Quixote Reserves, 53 points. Lisa Lasky is saying Team UK USA finished on 60, our second highest score. Well played, Lisa, and Team UK USA. And we've got the famous 5. They've ended up with 57 points. Well played them because they were there or thereabouts all night long. So well played, famous 5. Martin Davis and Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, they've ended on 50 points. So well played them. So it does appear tonight's winners on 61 points. We have Clive and Janet and the teasers and split the difference. So well played, you two. You've done very well on that last round. That leaves us with PRS on 60 points in third place, effectively. Have we got anybody else on 60 points? I'm not sure as we have. I'm scanning back and forth. I'm sorry if I've missed you all. With the Rugby Roach Club on 59 points. And we've got various teams, Home Alone 6, Pick and Mix on 58 points. So well played, everybody. And thank you for taking part in tonight's quiz. It was a bit tough right at the end, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Do feel free to hit the like button if you enjoyed it. And hopefully, for all of you that like doing quizzes on a Wednesday, I'll still be doing the Wednesday quiz. So do come and join us 8 for 8:15 on Wednesday night. And if not, come and again join us next Sunday night where we'll be doing next Sunday night quiz. And we'll see how we all fare there. So I hope you've learnt 1 or 2 facts well worth putting in your memory banks. London's oldest existing bridge, for instance, Richmond Bridge. It's kind of little quiz questions like that might just come up in the future. So anyway, cheers all. Lovely to see you all. And thanks for taking part tonight. And I look forward to seeing you all again next Wednesday and or Sunday. So do come and see us then. And from me, Lydia and Angela, it's good night and stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Good night.